have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
Like always, like we always do about this time.
Always do about this
like
time.
we always do about this time.
Civil War podcast with me, Karma Don, a.k.a. Karma Chameleon, a.k.a. my mic is not right, a.k.a. not pop shots at your beanie.
Yo.
And we got D Trill here.
The one and only NL is a phony.
D Trill.
D Trill.
So I want to introduce our guest.
Nah, yo, look at the way I'm. You jump all the way on. I'm like this now. I'm like this.
He ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
I'm ready because this is my guy right here. This is
Yes,
my
sir.
guy right here.
We talking brother from another mother.
Brother
Yeah.
from another mother.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So we got Lawrence Young, a.k.a. Larry, a.k.a. Chappelle. Well, that's what I call him,
Yeah,
Chappelle. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's way back.
Yeah, that's way back.
That's way back.
That's way back. Larry, introduce yourself. I introduced you already,
He
but
did.
introduce yourself. Like, who is Larry? Who is Lawrence Young?
So you just gonna start off with just the deep questions like that? Who's Listen, Larry's. Who is Larry? A photographer, cameraman, funny guy on set, chilling, phantom black guy, the pillar of hope.
I love the pillar. Yo,
Pimp by blood, not relation.
Exactly. That's it.
Pillar
You
of
know,
hope.
just a
Loving
dude
that.
from Southside Jamaica, Queens,
That's
out
what's
here
up.
trying to do something different. That's it.
I love it.
That's
I
it.
love it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
the move.
Man, so just giving everybody a little history. I know this guy. We worked on film projects together. So we started out as grips in the film industry.
Yeah, we did.
We started out as grips, and just so everybody who don't know what a grip is, let them know what a grip is.
We carry everything heavy. Everything. Like a grip joke is the heaviest thing we carry is the production. Is true. We carry everything for every department. We rigging stuff. We putting up lights. Everything. Like you don't come home clean after a day of good gripping.
You do not, unless you were just chilling and not doing your job.
Yeah.
My question is automatically becomes when I hear you say that. How has being a grip in the beginning and coming to where you are now? How has that changed you? Like what are some of the lessons have you learned along the way to develop the Larry that we're looking at right now?
Oh man. Well, with all that heavy grip work and stuff that you're doing, you definitely learn how to work smarter, not harder.
Right.
Like me, because you see, I'm not a big dude and nothing like that. So I think before I do anything.
Right.
My whole mentality is I'm gonna lift it with my brain first before I use my back.
Hey man,
You know what I mean? Like,
you know how awesome
like this
life would
dude's
be?
like they're like, I've been 315. I'm lifting everything.
Okay.
5 years later, you see him walking funny, this twist, that twist, and I'm walking past him with the strong leg. Like,
Right.
All because they trying to show off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? At what cost?
Yeah. That's no good.
yeah, my goal every day when I was gripping was to go home to my family. That was my goal.
That's the move.
It was. I wasn't trying to show off what new toy I bought. No, it was at the end of the day when I walked through my house door, my daughter be like, "Daddy, I can pick her up."
Yeah.
And I'm not like, oh God,
yeah.
oh baby, run some Epsom salt for me because
Right.
I want to be good.
Yeah.
So that was always my whole thing.
I feel like it was a miracle to get you. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Like when we first discussed it, I was like, fam ain't gonna be available for this for quite some time.
Yep.
And then you hit me up, and I was like,
Tell them why you thought that.
no, that's what leading to my question is like, what have you been up to, dude? Like you have actually been so very busy. So I mean, let us know what you've been up to, like what sets you've been on, and the things that's been rolling out for you.
Well, recently I just finished Color Purple musical. So when I met you, I was in the middle. I think towards the middle of that.
And you was doing a favor. at the time.
Yeah, I was
Right,
coming out with my
right.
boy, so it was
Right.
that's why I call myself the Phantom Black Dude. 'Cause
Right.
You just,
The Phantom Black
You don't
Dude.
see me, then all of a sudden I'll pop up. Oh, what's up? Yeah, I'm free for like 2 hours. What's up?
Yeah.
So, but I remember when we spoke, I was like, yo, I'm going to come through. Like, yo, if he had the notion to invite me, I'm not going to blow him off. Like,
appreciate
I
that,
can't
man.
do that. So
I
it was like,
appreciate
as soon as I was free, I'm home for like 2 weeks right now.
Right.
Because really, me and my wife were flying out in the morning. So
Oh, wow.
I was just like,
Wow.
nah. Hey, babe, we going to do this real quick before we finish
Real
back.
quick. Real
And
quick.
we appreciate that.
No,
Yeah, we
I
really do.
truly
Like,
appreciate you
really
guys.
do, yeah.
Greatly
So
appreciate
when
it,
I
man.
saw you, that was the first time I seen you in like years.
Since the wedding, right?
Yeah. So to go back, I just finished The Color Purple. I did the last episode of Black Lightning.
Nice.
I did the pilot to Powerpuff Girls.
Oh.
I did a show out in Savannah for a couple of months. What was the name of it, babe? The girl from Plainville. So I was literally gone for 4 months. Like that was the first time I was like, all right, 4 months I'm in Savannah, which Savannah's beautiful, but then after a couple of weeks you're like, hey,
Right.
and then I mean really after the pandemic, work was just back to back to back to back to back to back. It was like, normally you do a show and you're like, oh man, I'm home for a couple of weeks. I got to figure out, like I was literally getting booked as soon as I started another show. I would tell them, well, this is supposed to end this month. They're like, all right, you want to start 2 weeks after that?
Right.
All right. So it was like, listen, I try not to leave no money on the table.
That's good, man. That's good.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm proud of you, first of all, because we where we started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I remember is, how like welcoming you were, you know what I'm saying? Hopeful, dependable, like we needed something or anybody needed something on set, you was there. You know what I'm saying? You showed me a lot of stuff that I didn't know because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. That was the first film set I ever been on.
That was my first too.
You know what I'm saying? Jason Staten, shout out Jason.
Shout out Jason and Ross Sebek, who became my mentor. Like he had me coiling up
Ross.
cables in his driveway to learn gear and stuff. So like I owe him the world.
Yes, Ross. Yes. And that was another thing too. So Ross Sebek, right? So it's funny because I'm looking at you, right? And I'm looking at where you are now.
Yeah.
Where we started. There was a point in time, and I was just telling LA this before you got here. I was like, yo, I started out with this dude and we were grips, and I said, yo, I probably would be doing Marvel films too and Color Purples and all that. However, Ross Came to me, right? This was after Echo, right? We did Echo at 11 Oak Drive. That was our first feature film. Ross was like, he was impressed with what we did, of course. And of course he knew Jason.
Oh yeah.
So he was like, so you got a regular? I didn't know what that meant, right? I said, do I got a what? He said, a regular. Regular job? You got a regular? I said, oh. I said, yeah, I do. He said, well, look, I'm getting jobs regularly. And I mean, you're welcome to, I'll plug you. Anytime I get a gig, I'll plug you.
Yeah.
Back then, I was super, super scared to step off the plantation and not punch a fly.
That's big to say that, man.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's big to say that.
That's
facts.
It
was scary for all of us.
That's facts. But Ross was Ross. You know what I'm saying? And I did not. During that time, I did not know.
Let me tell
understand?
you,
I didn't know.
Ross will keep it funky with you 100%. If Ross don't think you got it, Ross is gonna be like, you know what? This is not your thing here.
Right.
This is not your thing. And like we've had those conversations, and Ross will sit me down and he'd be like, you're not gonna be doing this for long, right? And at the time, I'm just fresh. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a grip for like 30 years. I'm gonna kill the game. He was like, no. He was like, give it like 3 years and you're going to be looking to do something else. And
exactly.
He was right. Actually, I recently had a meeting with Ross, like, 2 months ago or something like that?
Yeah.
And once again, Ross keeps it funky, and he was like, "Oh, I know you wasn't gonna be a dolly grip for long." He's like, "I know it." He was like, "Nah, you supposed to be holding that camera."
Right.
He's like, "This is your and like Ross is like, here's your transition of things that you need to do." And you look at Ross, and you're like, "Man, you don't know me." A couple of years down the line, like
he knew you, and he knew the business, and he knew talent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
I got a question for both of y'all. What is it that lives inside somebody that says like, look, man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna push everything, all my other interests to the side, and I'm gonna go head first into this. Like, what is it that sparks that movement?
Well, for me, I realized, because, when you do movies, you're doing 12, 16 hours, you there for forever. And when you get home,
no doubt, you gotta love
and
it.
you're thinking about the next day, like you're ready to go do it again. You're like, that's the same thing with me in photography. Mm-hmm. I'll be home. I'll be at work filming. Ask my wife, and I'll come home 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and she hearing the computer clacking. She's like, "Yo, what you doing?"
Non-stop.
Oh, there's some pictures I was thinking about while I was at work, so I just wanted to edit them real quick. Then I'm gonna go to sleep because I got about 4 hours until I gotta go back to set. You know what I mean? So it's like when you have that notion, like it stays on your brain, and
Absolutely.
It's not tiresome. It's not, oh God, I gotta go to work.
You don't dread coming back.
Yeah,
to that
it's
day.
like, yo,
that's a good.
I'm gonna create something dope.
Right.
I'm gonna get back to it because you want to see the final product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we've all had that job where you get to work and you're like, yo, what time I clock out?
Right.
And he'd be like, yo, you just got here. And I was like, I'm ready to go.
That's what he just described. I was just there.
For me, right?
Yeah.
And I keep talking about Echo. Echo at 11 Oak Drive was the first, feature film set that I worked on with this man here. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Crystal and
Crystal
Diane,
Clear Roberson,
all
Diane
of them.
Ashford. So that was the litmus test for me because you remember there was 12-hour days, there were 14-hour days, and towards the end, it got crazy. It was like
every show gets crazy at the end.
So the fact that I got up the next morning and did it again and loved it, that was it. So, and what's crazy is with film, like I discovered a passion. I talked about it on the show before. Like I transitioned my creative talent. Like I feel like I have a spectrum of talents. You know what I'm saying? Like I graduated with art honors. You know what I'm saying? Art school, like drawing and painting and stuff like that. I got scholarships, all that.
That's nice.
I don't do that anymore. I don't do it.
Yeah.
No?
I can. It's like riding a bike. I can do it.
Oh, wow.
But I just don't. I don't. Like this is my film is my passion.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Now. You know what I'm saying?
that's dope.
So
It is dope.
the fact that again, like you said, with film, it's like long hours. Sometimes you don't get praise for your work a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And sometimes the pay is suspect. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to wait for it. It's deferred. It's this, it's that, and it's inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to figure out how I'm going to live off of this last project for the next 6 months. But then when that next project comes, it's a big one. You know what I'm saying? And you like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't no PTO.
Right.
Nah, ain't no PTO.
Right.
You got to learn about that finance because, everybody when they first start, you see that check, you're like, man, I ain't got no kid. I ain't got no lady like that.
But it's really about the art too. It's about you got to love it. You got to love it.
You do.
No, if you don't, man, and based on what he's saying, if you don't love it, man, you just practicing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just.
Are you wasting your time?
You wasting your time.
Not even practicing. Yeah, you wasting your time.
Your time because
you wasting your time.
If you don't have a love for it, you end up heavy on drugs. You be ready to fight people. You will lose your mind because if you don't have a passion for it, it's a faint of heart. Listen,
Christ.
Listen, and it's like sometimes you be on set and you be like, listen, I don't say much, but I'll smack the shit out of you.
This is true. This is true. And it'd be some passive aggressive shit going on set too. You'd be like,
all the time.
It's just because people are tired. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They tired. That's
so
all.
it's like that passion kind of controls your emotions too, because you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna wallow on these people because I want to see this through. You know.
Yeah.
Another good question for both of y'all, man, and I'm glad you brought your lovely wife here today.
Hey, baby.
When and it's awesome that since she supports you in your endeavors. Regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, hold on. Let me pause the podcast right now.
Let's do it.
Let me give my wife her flowers right now. Please. Because she literally is the matriarch of the house. Like, if she didn't do what she do, feeding me, taking care of the young, and getting me dressed.
Say her name. Shout her name out.
Say her name, dog.
Kirkland Young, aka Eat at My Table, because she's a fantastic cook, chef. So, thank you. Thank you to my wife, because literally everything that I'm able to accomplish and do is solely on her shoulders. Because if she wasn't there, I'd be a mess. I'm wild. I do whatever, and she'd be like, "Nah, you got to."
Nah, man.
Now she a pit bull herself now.
I totally know what that's like.
But she can draw me, and she'd be like, "No, you ain't gonna let that pass."
I totally know what you're talking about. And I'm glad that you did that, man. I definitely hope I remember what I was about to ask you. Yo, but what I was gonna say is, when you started on the road to be like, hey man, I've made my mind up on what I'm about to fucking do, right? And I remember that with you early. Like, I remember like when we was rapping, and then that kind of just started like being something that we was doing for fun,
Yeah.
Whereas we was doing it because we was trying to do that shit for real at one point.
Right.
And I remember when it clicked with you, like, yo, this is it. When people, do you feel like you need the support of others? You know what I'm saying? And obviously you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've gotten that. But do you feel like that was necessary? Or do you feel like no matter the fuck what, I was gonna be this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was gonna be in this space.
I think for me, I had to be honest with myself. Because a lot of people do things because it's the cool thing to do, or they may have the easy opportunity to get into it, so they do it. So when I first started, I look for the hardest thing, the hardest day. That's how I know whether or not I'm gonna stick it or not. And I'll never forget it. We was on Echo.
Yep.
And there's this thing called a mambo. And I promise you, it weighs like, it feels like 6,000 pounds.
Right.
It's heavy. And mind you, like I said, I'm not a big dude. So at the time, I was probably about $150. And it was raining. And I was in the mud. And I had to put this mambo in the truck. And the gate was slippery. And I'm holding this mambo, and I'm like, yeah, this might be the day I die. Because listen, this mambo was smacking me up.
Yep.
It was smacking me up.
Yep.
And I couldn't get it in the truck. And then I had slipped, and I had hit my shin. And you already know, when you hit that shin bone, that's like a direct line to Jesus. You can talk to him and be like,
You can talk to him.
yeah, how much should have bought a Hyundai?
Right.
Listen, and I'm there, legs started bleeding, and the mambo's digging into your shoulders, and I finally got it into the truck. And I was like, nah, I'm still gonna do this. I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna do this. Now, I've done things before where it was hard, and I was like, bye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I go through something really hard, I'm like, all right, is this for me?
Right.
And I'm once again being honest with myself.
Yeah.
And then
Gotta be.
once I decided, like, yo, this might be for me, I learned to see what's my next level. I'm never like just staying right here. I'm always looking for, okay, you a grip?
Leveling
well,
up.
what's the next level from being a grip? You got the key grip, you got the best boy. So after that,
Gaffer.
I made sure to be a really good grip. But as I'm being a good grip, I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching the best boy. What the best boy doing? What's his day like?
You did exactly what I did.
Watching the key grip. And then
Gaffer.
speaking with Ross, he was like, there's more than just gripping. You need that one person to say, yo, you know, it's like that old school dude in the hood.
Right.
Hey,
There's
more than these four walls of this building here.
Yeah.
Yo, if you just take the E train, just one more extra stop, you gonna see a whole different life. And then I was like, oh, who this dude swinging this crane with the camera?
Yeah.
Right,
Yo, who this dude wearing this rig, the steady cam rig?
Yeah.
What he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Start researching. Was like,
What about you? You needed that. You needed that
Support.
Support. Yeah. You needed that boost.
No, I'm gonna be honest. Like, no, I didn't.
I was. If you would have said anything other than no, I'd have been like, you telling the damn lie.
No, I did
I
not.
know you. Yeah, I know
did
you
not
did.
because you know the.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. Yeah.
I hate saying it like that, but it's true.
but here's a question: as black men, do you feel like we really don't have that? Like we're all like, listen, I can't wait on a support system because there's no support system.
I think we don't. I think we don't. I think we don't understand the value of that, right? Because we feel like we always had to do shit by ourselves on our own. And when that support system comes, that's tremendous, right?
Yeah.
It's great. You know what I'm saying? However, we figure out a way. If we got to go solo dolo and do it and figure it out, we're going to figure it out.
I like
we're going to figure something. Yeah, that's a great question.
I want to answer it. I'm gonna use LA as an example because I said this to him before. I just said this to you on the drive down when we was talking about different times and stuff. I was
Yes.
like, we had to consider his time because he has he has a family and this, that, and other. But the thing is, man, like when I look at LA and I look at you and I look at myself sometimes, we actually be on one track. Like we have to do these things because a lot of times nobody cares about what's going on with you. We just want this. We just want this out of you. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of situations, not every situations. There are a lot of people that get a lot of good support.
Absolutely.
You said I feel like we don't understand the value of it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like what we do is like a lot of times when we get it, it's a bonus. And we actually just be like, oh, I was going to do it. I was going to do it anyway because the tradition and all of these things said you have to. Well, I think that we carry that as a culture. You know, a lot of people just get, I don't know, maybe men in general, maybe white men, black men, or whatever.
Right.
Like, hey, you're not providing. You know, you didn't go to the next level. You didn't do this. Why didn't you ask? Blah blah blah. And it's like, hey man, you don't even know.
I think the thing is
know the journey. Like you don't even know what I went through.
Yeah.
Like it's a miracle that I even made it this far.
I think for us, we don't have that. We don't have that structure built already. We're building the structure. We are the blueprint. Man. Like I said before, there's absolutely nobody from my neighborhood who I can say, yo, when you did this movie. Hey, how did you get into the union or how did you learn about this? I'm literally, it's on the drive training.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was like other groups, they have, like I know people, their brother is like a director, their father is the DP. It's a whole, they have generations already where we're first generation.
People reaching back to them. There's a whole bunch of nepotism going on and people reaching back. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we don't really get that. We don't get a lot of that, but we can change that. You know what I'm saying? Like we could be the generation.
Oh yeah, like
do that.
even like I'm not even gonna sit here and like, oh, I know everything. But if somebody asks me a question, especially a person of color, and I can say, listen, this is what I went through. You can probably do this, and it'll be a little bit smooth for you. I don't have no problem. But then again, not everybody's like me.
Yeah.
Now, on The Color Purple, we had like a support system. My boy Eli, who's a stills photographer, the EP cameraman Savanto, the publicist Evelyn, the second stills photographer Sir. We came and we made sure to like put the battery in each other's back, and if we ever had questions, like I was like, yo, hey. I'm thinking about doing this. I know I can go to them and be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. They're like, Larry, you got a little bit too much sugar in your day. You gotta, you know what I mean? And it's like, right now, like for me, I'm trying to build that type of, because I know, like say other races that's in the same industry, they have that already. They, you know what I'm saying? They know that, you know what, a camera second AC might make X amount of dollars, and they're knowing this at 16, 17 years old. Whereas somebody who looks like me is not until they're like 27 years old. They're like, oh, hold on, you guys are making what? Already starting behind the ball. So it's like, all right, listen, let me get myself situated. But if a young dude hit me up on IG and be like, yo, how you do that? Or yo, that look dope. Hey, this is what you need to do.
Yo, he's doing crazy. But yo, I was coming down here. He said that about you. He said, man, I didn't know shit when I was on the set. And this dude just pulled me to the side like, yo, this is what you need to do, blah, blah, blah.
Yo.
And then you just brought it 360 degrees. That's cool,
Listen,
man.
My whole thing is, if I'm going bullshit, I can bullshit inside my own bed with a nice drink, my wife sitting next to me, chilling. But if we out there and we trying to get a coin and it's hot, it's raining, it's muggy, I ain't got time for that.
I know.
Listen, if I help you.
He was like my little big bro. My little big bro.
Little big bro.
Yeah. No, Echo will always have a part of my heart because that's how I met mad people. I mean, story. The reason I got on Echo was because I was laid off like 4 weeks prior. And the director, Crystal, called me and was like, yo, what you doing? And I was like, to be honest with you, I done fixed everything at my house. I have nothing to do now. Like, I'm looking for anything.
I got on.
She was like, come volunteer. Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I got on from actually Autumn put me on to Autumn put me on to Crystal, and Crystal got me on.
Yep.
And we Echo at 11 Oak Drive, Rockman Dunbar. We got to work with Rockman Dunbar, and that was a great experience.
Once again, another shout out to Crystal, because literally if me and Crystal did not go to school together down in Valdosta State, and she hit me up to come volunteer on that show, I would have never been in the business. And let me tell you, it's a wild thing. Like we were doing this BET show, I think it was called Big, or Bigger or something like that. And she directed an episode, and she didn't know I was there. So I walk in, and I was like, yo, what's good? And when I tell you, it looked like two little school kids that just met up with us. Because it was just like, because we know where we came from, you know what I'm saying? To be on like a BT show, and, she's going off to do all type of even bigger stuff now.
Yeah, of course.
She was just in New York with me
BMF.
a couple of weeks. Yeah, she did BMF and all of that. So it was just like, I'll always remember, like, listen.
Was it pretty for a big girl? Was the BET thing, was it pretty for a big girl, or was it
it was
bigger or something? Like I know what you're talking about, because
it was like,
I remember the pink letters and all that, the logo.
It was kind of like a little Sex in the City type feel, without being so like New York glamorous. It was like, oh, here goes, girl. I think they were based in the South or something like that, and she had friends and all, just
I remember
growing up type stuff. But it's good times on set.
Great times.
I always make sure we have a good time on set. A lot of times they be like, yo,
you have to.
They be like, yo, Larry,
hours...
why you not stressed, Larry? I was like, why? I said,
always smiling.
You know how much I'm getting paid to do this?
Yeah.
Always smiling.
I said, I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not a cop with somebody shooting at me. I'm not a firefighter jumping in. I'm literally standing behind a camera.
You should be having fun. You should be, enjoying yourself.
I joke with everybody. Actors I'm cracking jokes on everybody.
This is true.
Everybody gets some. Because it just makes the night go by.
Word.
That's it. That's it.
True. Facts.
What's next?
Ooh, babe, what's next?
Like where?
She knows. She got the list. Look, she got the itinerary.
Well, right now
she got the list.
I'm a dolly grip. Like I'm a established dolly grip. Everybody knows I'm a dolly grip.
Right.
I'm getting ready to become full-time camera operator, steady cam operator. So like I'm watching movies and I'm practicing. I'm at the house like see my little daughter Sydney. Hey, said, just walk around. I'm filming her. I'm reading books. I'm talking to other operators. Like, I like to be promoted, but I also like to earn it. I'm from the era of you got to earn this.
Right.
Now, if you want to slide me a little extra something,
I ain't
I'm gonna take it.
Right.
But when that day that's I'm putting it out in the air that's coming soon, when you look at the call sheet and it says Larry Young operator.
No doubt.
Everybody's gonna look at me and be like,
no doubt.
He earned it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Well, like we always do about this time.
Yes.
Hey, man. Y'all know y'all heard my watch dinging.
Yeah, we keep getting... You know what happens on this show. They know when we on.
They know when we on,
they
dog.
send these questions to us. They want,
Okay.
They want to hear from a male's point of view.
Oh, Lord.
Well, and you know what? I shout out to us, man, because we actually been we've been doing some good answering.
Oh.
I should say. Well, because the response,
some good answering.
The responses to it, have been like favorable, and I'm always waiting on the day to it. I heard what you said last week, motherfucker, and you did blah blah blah.
Yeah, these viewer questions. So just, obviously this is the viewer question.
See, now I feel like I'm on the spot because he's like, listen, we've been doing good answers and we good. Here I come and I'll be like, well, she needs to.
I'm looking forward to this because my answers is gonna be.
I'm gonna be on my best behavior because my wife right there.
What?
No, first
I learned.
First of all, I want to say, I know, right? I want to say shout out to Brittany Griner. They actually negotiated her release.
They did. I saw that. They're gonna. Well, I think
they're gonna give it.
One
yeah, they're gonna give it
player.
right. They're gonna give up a dirt bag. I think the pressure was on. It was like, wait a minute, we need to get her back because everybody is like, we don't want to come off like we don't.
The moral of the story is you don't go to Russia. You just don't.
Man, I mean,
there's the Bahamas, there's France. I mean, there's like literally like 100 nicer places.
She's a part of the basketball team, dog. She went to do it.
They got basketball in Bahamas. They got basketball in France.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. But nevertheless, though, man, she.
No, I'm glad nobody should be locked up.
Nah, at
what
all.
was that?
160 days she was locked up for.
Nah, I like to talk about what she was locked up for.
Oh, the little cartridge.
Oil, yeah.
Oh.
Well,
you know how many people in Russia with those?
In different. Well,
see,
I was gonna say.
Nah, man, people
countries.
be hitting me with that. Oh, it's different cultures and blah, blah. Fuck that. They was like, oh, she's an American. Yeah, let's do this.
that's the whole thing.
Yes.
You gotta understand when you go outside the U.S., you ain't special no more.
Nah, you ain't special.
Americans are special in America, but when you go out of America,
true.
Especially now,
they had
we are not popular.
Listen, they had a whole
We're not
show.
popping anywhere.
They made a whole show about being locked up.
That ain't just
abroad.
now, dog.
So
No.
Yeah, that's
Back in the day, certain places we were.
No.
Back in the day. This is a new day. Now
It's a new
we
day.
are not popping anywhere.
It's a new day.
We ain't popping anywhere.
we
It's
the
like,
cool kids here.
Yeah.
Right.
When you go out, they'll be looking at you like, "Oh, you American?"
Yeah, they don't like that. But yeah, I wanted to shout that out. But the first question is this: why do men separate the physical from emotional?
We're wired that way.
I don't necessarily believe we do.
I think
We can't. I think that's a general question.
It
I think
is
that's
definitely general.
and I don't think every man does that. I don't
No,
think.
because you
And not every man does. You're right.
Once
Right.
again, you can't bottle everybody, but there's probably a percentage of like, okay, yeah, we do. I think because we're logical.
Now we're more prone to do it.
That's
Something
my point.
Right. That's something that LA probably wouldn't agree with. And the minute I said that, he shook his head.
Nah, it wasn't because of that. Because it's broad. They run the business of somebody.
He always, right. He always handling business and shit. Every time we was like, oh my God, we about to get ran out of this bitch.
So, what's your take on that?
I think we're logical. Before we attach our emotions to it, we'll put the emotions here on the side and try to think logically about it and be like, okay, should I get mad? Should I be upset? Should I do this? And then once we figured that out, then we put the emotion and be like, yeah, I feel kind of bad about that. Or be like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I think that's how we are. It's not a way of being.
I really do think we're wired that way.
I think women are like that too. I think we
Some
just.
women are.
I think we have it in our mind that like women are emotional, and then she's falling apart and blah blah. There are so many women that keep it together and can come up with a logical notion and adhere to said notion, and with seamlessly. Seriously, like we just don't want to give them that credit. We actually feel better as men calling women emotional when we
It's like they escape. Oh, you being emotional.
Right.
But
No,
then
that's it. That's what I mean right
you
there.
gotta look at the situation and be like, babe, you think you're taking this too far? Or, once again, it just depends on the situation and the people.
I think there's some women that are balanced. I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of
hell
women
yeah,
that are
man.
balanced.
Hell
Like,
yeah,
you know
hell
what I mean?
yeah.
Like they know. So my mother is one of those people.
My mother was one of those
very
people.
Balanced.
Very
You know what I'm saying?
balanced. Right.
She's logical, but she also has an emotional side too. And there was a certain level of balance there with
My
her.
mother's Jamaican, so it don't. Yeah.
Hold on.
I already know.
Yeah, exactly. So
Already.
see what I mean? Like, so it all depends on the situation because it's like a Jamaican woman, she'd be like, yeah, I'm balanced, but at the same time, your house is on fire. So it's just like,
Yo.
it just depends on the.
Jesus. All right.
Listen. All right. I'm Jamaican and Trini.
All right. Yeah.
A lot of folks don't understand how those two got together because it's it's like
Word.
back in the day it was blood and cream.
Yeah,
them
no
two.
doubt.
I don't know.
No doubt.
Shout out to my dad, R.I.P. He saw a real
Especially in
one.
New York.
It's all real one.
So here's the experiment right here.
Experiencing
You
that.
know, because my dad's from Trinidad, but it's
seen
like it once again, and then with that same question, it depends on your culture and
It do depend on a lot.
Yeah.
It depend on a lot. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like the minute we start
She
generalizing,
ain't got no emotion.
yeah, that's it, man.
hold
Like,
on. PSA.
you know how many
Them Scorpios. Listen, my wife's a Scorpio. When she ready,
Oh, I ain't even.
let me tell you something. When she ready,
When she ready.
you're like, listen, Father in heaven, I promise I won't drink again if you can get me out of this situation. I forgot this bowl of cereal in the sink.
Hey.
She had just cleaned up the sink, and she come to send me to the upper room. Can you
Yeah.
please? Exact. So it all depends. Like I said, it all depends on a whole bunch of different aspects
dynamics.
of it. You know.
Yeah.
But overall, I think everybody, to some degree, can be like, all right, let me balance this. Let me see.
Can but don't.
That's true.
Can
Got to
but
be a
don't.
willingness.
So, as far as like, in that statement, of course, we're asking questions. And of course, initially the question can be viewed as a generalization depending on how you answer it.
Yeah.
But getting down to it, it's like, there are some people that balance it. There's some people that are more emotional. There's some people that aren't. My question is, do you think more women than not are leaning towards the emotional side as opposed to the logical, this is what I said, these are the facts side?
no, man. The only thing that we can do is go by. You'll go by what you experienced, right? You'll say, I experienced
LA
this.
ain't pulling it up. Sorry.
Right. You'll say what I've experienced is this, and I love doing that, but it's been too often that I was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been way too many times that I've thought just because
Same.
my little box, these are my experiences, and women are like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to be like, don't tie a general notion to what women are. You really have to do it case by case. Now, if you ask me in my experience, yes.
Yeah.
If you ask Deshaun in his experience, have women been overly emotional and blah, 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 then the answer is yes. But then even in the same breath, I cannot, with my full chest poked out, say that I haven't been in certain cases.
That's
I gotta keep it real, dog.
That's
You know what I'm saying? It's way been too many times. It's been way too many times when I didn't have it all the way together because of something that a woman was right about. Like that, that's something that's probably gonna go down in like
That's
podcast
big of you,
history.
man. That's big of you.
That's probably gonna go down in
That's big of you to
podcast
say
history,
that.
dog. Like I'm just keeping it real. Like ain't no point in like trying to make it seem like We walk around here like we
Iron Man.
And we not.
We
Oh,
Iron Man.
Knock it
Listen,
off
we,
with
we,
that shit.
we,
You'll
we
be
big babies.
We Iron Man until the one you love just say one little
Bam.
thing.
Say it
Till
again.
my daughter she know how to pierce that armor. Or
Say it
your
again,
loved one
dog.
know how to pierce that armor. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Then
Say it again, bro.
it's over.
Like, why do you want to leave me?
So there's a scenario somebody sent me, and it was a guy. So
Yeah.
women, it ain't all women that ask these questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the scenario, man, and I want to
Oh, boy.
discuss it real quick. He said, he cuts hair. He's a barber.
Okay.
Maurice, shout out to you, man. Shout out to Maurice on Bankhead who cut hair. He said, had a customer one time tell me about buying this girl's kids Christmas. The whole shebang. And he said, her grandma came to the door and had 3 bags full of the last gifts and told her she got company, right? So grandma came to the door, had all the stuff the guy bought, told the girl she had company or whatever. He said when he got home, he broke down saying why she don't want me. So basically,
Wait.
So basically, she just got the gift.
trying to
and just
understand.
was like, all right, appreciate it. See you next year or whatever. And the dude went home and started to cry and was like, dang, like, why don't she want me? So he extended his
That was his daughter.
his customer. His customer
Was telling the stuff. Was
telling said this is what I did. You know what I'm saying?
he tried to buy the buns
So he
via the kids.
Oh.
right.
That's
But look, I don't know. Maybe he really does love her. But this is the question though. He says, why don't some women want men that really love them? You know what I'm saying? And he feels like
That's a generalization.
it really is, but he feels like the most a guy really is like into a girl, girls would be like, if you're too into them, they kind of fall back.
There's a song. It's a soft rock song. Only learn to love them when you let them go. So you love them when you love them when you let them go. It's soft rock or whatever.
So it
Pop.
made you say that song.
Hold on,
Only
I
learn
think
to
my wife
love 'em.
brushed me off.
Only learn to love them. Only learn to love them when you let them go. It's like when you ignore them, when you let them go, that's when they love you more. It's because you're putting so much focus. You're so, I want you. I need you to love me. I'm putting all this energy
Again, we gotta say
into.
that don't happen every time.
Yeah.
Not every time.
Right. That don't happen.
However, I've experienced that.
Well, maybe she was into some women like the bad boys.
We had that conversation.
Listen, it might be a thing like, hold on,
We
you ain't
did
been
have
shot-
this conversation.
We had that conversation.
She's probably like, well, you ain't been shot out this week, so I ain't I need with you. But because he sounds like a dude, like he does his 9 to 5, and
Right.
he got the bread to go buy a Christmas.
By
man.
Christmas.
You know what my reply to that is?
What?
I said it when I read it. I was like, man, we always love what we think we like.
Oh yeah,
That's it. Like, we always love what we think we like. We always love what we think we like.
yeah, that totally makes sense.
When we be like, yo, man, look at her. She blah blah blah. You just running down a list of likes. You have no idea what it's gonna be like to spend 10 days in a row with this woman. You don't know what it's like. Did she leave the cap on the toothpaste off? Did she fart in her sleep? Did she blah blah? You don't know none of that shit. You just looking at. You love what you think you like.
You find your lady beautiful
And
when you see her ugly.
That's what I'm. And that's
I don't
what I'm
care about
talking
makeup. I don't care about this big dress. I'm talking about when we wake up Saturday morning from partying out. You got your head wrapped.
Yep.
You got a little cold in your eye.
Yep.
You got your little ripped up T-shirt,
Yep.
and you look at her and you're like, ooh, that's a bad
my whole
mamma jamma
point.
there.
That's my whole point.
She cranky. It's that time of the month. All that, and you still find her attractive.
Yeah, you're like,
and
girl,
you still
take
like, you
these
know what?
Cheetos in this water here.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'll be back.
Yep.
Now, if you the type of dude, like if you actually woke up and seen all of that and was like, yo, I'm good. Because I have.
You did the boomerang.
I'm
You
not
did the
gonna-
Eddie Murphy
Yeah, look at
boomerang
them
where you
toes.
pull the toe. She got hammer time on her feet.
I can't do it.
Right, I can't rock.
with that.
No, it's not even. It's not even. I can't. It's not even that. It's just like, yo, man, I'm not. I don't want.
I'm better than this.
I don't want to stay.
I'm better than this.
I don't want to stay. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to stay. Like I've
Not
been
even
there.
for
I
a
don't-
cup of coffee. Not even if
I'm
good.
Jesus.
I'm outta
Not even
here.
if
I'm outta
Jesus
here.
was pouring it.
But we've all had that stage where it's the littlest thing, and you're like,
The littlest
what?
thing.
You don't put the cap on your toothpaste when you're done? Nah, I gotta go.
Fam, I have to be honest, man, and I'm probably about to kick myself for saying this right now. But I'm already in too deep, so I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Yo, I didn't want to stay a lot. Like, I have wanted to leave damn near every time. I'll always be like, I gotta go. Like almost every, and I'm saying almost, and it ain't even almost. It's every time.
Oh my
God. I've always been like,
Ooh.
hey man, I've always been like, yo, like, can I stay here for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
No.
See, I never.
I always can come up with something better to do, and it's like I really need to get in my. Look, man. I know I'm gonna get beat up. I'm built for it, dog. I know they're gonna come for me.
Well, you keep you keep
Well,
it at a
hold on,
buck.
fellas.
keep it at a
Before
buck
we,
50.
let me tell you mine's like I never had to worry about that because my wife has always been on my mind, so it was nobody else that I was worried about.
Hey.
Yo, we only got 50.
Now what about right?
Look, we ain't got all day for that.
What about
I'm not sitting there on the couch for y'all.
before the wife?
Before there was no life before my wife.
Hey, there you go. Was no life
I'm-
before the wife.
Yeah, man, this man is.
I was a Marcus Graham. I was a Marcus Graham though. I was a Marcus Graham, boomerang Marcus Graham, where some little thing would like irritate. I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
Dude, the crazy part about what you're saying is
Yeah.
the little things don't bother me. It's the grand.
I'm saying before. This is me, the younger me.
So right now
I was a little superficial, a little.
Right now is in a place where he could actually stay all day after last night. You can rock all day.
Well, I like being by myself for
But it's
the
probably
most part.
but it's probably a different.
Like we always do about this time.
I like spending
Every time I get, yo, you get the clips on our TikTok, yo, we have a moment like this. Every time, yo.
Hold on. Y'all got a TikTok?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I need that before I
We
leave.
gonna shoot-
Yeah, most definitely.
that to you.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Thank you for coming clean, sir. Thank you for playing. I didn't want to be in. Look, I bared my soul. I didn't want to be out here alone.
But then you got to take into effect though. It's probably
being alone.
a
But
different
it's
caliber of
true.
woman now
Yeah.
compared to back then. Because when we was younger,
Nah, man, something happened, man.
Uh-oh.
There is something wrong with that. I actually want to fix that within me. I want to be able to spend the night. I want to spend the night, ladies.
Yo,
I want to spend the night without me being like, let me come up.
Yeah, he be like, hold on.
start
You
yawning. I gotta work in the morning.
I want to spend the
he be
night,
telling me,
man.
oh, you ain't putting no salt in these grits? Nah, I gotta go.
Nah, man. I actually don't even look for the reason. I just be like, cuz I'm good.
You know what, men spending the night, it really means something. It really does for
If
the
the
most
man
part.
spend
For the
the night,
most
right?
part. I'm generalizing again. However,
Yeah.
for the most part, if a man spends the night, it really means something. It means
does,
something, man. It just does.
It
You might be
does.
too drunk. Or you might have some bad headlights.
Oh, my
And you
God.
really can't drive at night.
And your L's might
Now,
be
I'm gonna say so long,
Your L's. He said your L's.
How Bernie Mac did? Long
Long time ago. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Listen, I was tired.
Yeah.
I was
And
tired.
But you don't tell them that.
I wanted to go home. No, I tell him I'm tired. And luckily, see, I stay with an excuse though. I was like, oh yeah, I got a track meet in the morning. I got to.
Right.
I got
My
to.
excuse game is weak. I'm so bad at coming out.
Oh, what?
Hey man, I'm a holler.
Listen,
That's the excuse. I'm leaving.
that's one of the bonuses
My
of being
excuse
married,
is
right
I'm
there.
leaving. I'm
Yo.
out of this.
That's one of the bonuses of being married. The excellent excuses
Yes.
you get. Hey, my wife got something to do. My wife ain't got nothing to do. But guess what? I'm out of here.
Man, let me ask this next question. This is from Chaz
Wow.
and Michelie. She
Chaz.
made sure that I said Michelie, and she said it's not
Michelet?
Michelet. Yeah, she says
Miss Michelie.
Michelie.
Okay.
And the question is, do you think people take enough time to heal and reflect after a relationship ends? before they get into another one?
Absolutely not.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. We as black people, we need
I
to
don't even think that's a
do
black thing.
therapy. No, especially with black folks. See, white folks, they'll go to therapy. They'll still be crazy. But at least black folks, we're not even like,
Damn.
we're not even going.
They still crazy after therapy.
You know, like we have that stigma, like, oh yeah, little Johnny had to go see the little psych ward. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, listen, I've been to counseling. And
Yeah. I'm taking my
helps.
time. I'm taking my time.
Let
Some
me
people
ask,
because a lot of people need somebody else to validate them.
let me ask you this. You say you're taking your time, right?
Yeah.
Is that mixed in with your natural inclination to be alone?
It might be.
Yeah.
But it makes it
ain't-
easier.
Yeah, but
It
that's
makes
not-
it easier.
that ain't it though. You see what I'm saying? You want to be alone anyway. Like, are you reflecting? Are you reflecting? Are you building a Curtis that's gonna be like, hey, when I approach and I know you about to do this grand like, yes I am, and I blah blah blah. I'm listening. I'm
Sound like
listening
he
to the
calling
question.
bullshit.
Right?
Nah, it ain't bull. You know, he know. I'm gonna keep it funky. I'm gonna keep it funky.
I like to.
you
I
know.
just like to tease him like that. You know, he don't care when I do that. But are you building a better, calmer Donna?
Absolutely.
You couldn't wait there. I couldn't even get that.
You
shit
couldn't
out.
finish that. You can't get the period out in that
Couldn't even-
sentence.
The S
Absolutely.
was still hot on that shit. Absolutely.
But nah, I mean, as for me, like I tried to improve on myself in my relationship. See, I'm married now, and you ain't going nowhere.
Damn.
What? Send a signal if you
I was
need
just about to
help.
say, ma'am, blink twice if you need help.
Tap your foot.
Tap your foot if you need help.
But like what you're saying is a lot of people, they don't have a value of self, so they don't know who they are by themselves. A lot of people can't sit in a room quiet by themselves.
Yes.
So
And
if you
being
can't-
on the phone does not count.
doesn't count. So it's like, oh, I need to attach.
Being on the phone does
I
not
need to
count.
attach to Johnny, who's he's out and shaking and moving, because now guess what? Oh, now this is Simone. I'm shaking and moving. No, you're not. You a passenger. You don't have your own
You're a
identity.
passenger.
And that's
You're
I mean,
passenger.
because that's what it is.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, y'all riding
rode
on the
together.
road of life, right?
Yeah.
So this is my passion.
Right.
That's my Cody. That's my passenger right there.
Right.
So, but it's like when people become single by themselves, they're like, who am I?
Who am I?
I was just talking to my cousin Lena from Filmmakers Lab.
Lane with it, rock with it.
You know, Lane.
I know it was good.
Yes. We literally were just talking about this morning about people, their codependency or dependency rather on other people, and it's like, yo, you gotta learn to be, like you said, to be by yourself, like be with yourself, be okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me jump in here real quick, man, and say this. I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm not gonna try to make a general statement. I think that's great. I think that is something that you need to do. It needs to be honed and it needs to be done the right way, right?
Yeah.
However, I've done that, and what I've learned about myself, and I'm just being real. What I just said about not
be
wanting
real.
to spend the night
Yeah.
and wanting to leave, that comes from that.
Yeah.
The solitude. I fell in love with the solitude, and I can kick it, but it's like, all right, I need to get back to that. And what you don't want to do is you have to create a balance with solitude and the presence of others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. Like
It's like adding to your piece. Like for me, it's like I can be in this room quiet all day, but I'm chilling.
Right.
But then is when you find that person that can add to that. They might come and talk to you, or they might see you and like, you know what, you a little extra quiet today, so they can sit right over there.
I was going to say it
there's no
adds
beef.
to the relationship.
There's no beef,
it
no
adds
nothing.
to when you do get with the
It'd
right
be something
person.
as simple as, oh, she gonna walk up and get something to drink. She might touch you on the shoulder. Don't say nothing to you, and keep it moving. And it's like you still have your peace. She's there with you. She might be like, you know what? I want to go make some noise. She gonna dip out, or sometimes you need that person to draw you out of it.
No doubt.
Because sometimes when you quiet alone too long,
Yeah.
it's like you be too cool, you gonna lose. So it's like babe.
Man, I'm glad you bought her, man. I'm glad you bought her.
That's kind of like
yeah.
my wife, my manager. I don't know.
I love that, man.
Listen,
cool.
she don't play.
No, she don't play.
No, you don't understand. She don't play.
Absolutely, she don't.
I
play.
felt the energy.
like we had a little situation a couple weeks ago on stage, and she was like standing outside, like,
you need that.
What we need to do?
You need
I'm
that.
like, babe, nah, chill.
Yo, man.
I love
I'm like,
that.
babe, chill. You gonna get this boat banned from here?
What I want to piggyback on what you were saying though, real quick, man. Like, what I have to, and a lot of men have to realize is like we have to quit nitpicking each other, and not just men, just everybody. Mm-hmm. And we coming up with these reasons why not to. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you can come up with 100 why reasons why not to, you never are. Mm-hmm. And that's a piece of advice that I want to give myself, and I want to speak that outward. You know what I'm saying?
That's great, because I had an issue with I needed everything perfect.
Yeah, man, that's bullshit.
I can't do
that no more. That's you
waste time.
It's nobody ever gonna.
I was literally Mr. 1, 2, 3. It has
that.
to be number 1 at this time, and the sun needs to be hitting me just this right for me to do stuff. And then one day it was like, yo, just jump your ass in that water.
Right.
That's it.
Speaking of time, it's time for our new segment. I'm introducing a new segment.
I can't wait,
quick,
dog.
Real quick. We used to give roses on this show.
Now we
you know.
Now we
Yeah.
give them.
And
Now we
cool.
giving. Now we giving.
Too many other podcasts were doing it.
Now we
flowers.
giving.
I'm giving you your flowers. I'm giving you your roses.
Now we giving. Now we
They're
giving.
giving dead roses.
Dead roses.
You know what the dead roses are?
What's that?
People doing buffoonery, just like
Bro,
Shit.
I got it.
you got one?
Don't think I came empty-handed, boy.
All right. So real quick, because you know we're on a schedule here, but I got a real quick one, and we don't got to comment too long on it. Your guy, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So, first of all,
Man, I can't do nothing but laugh when I hear Cuz name.
and
He did something new.
Boy, every
in the
day he
midst-
woke up.
in the midst of him about to, like, he's facing serious charges right
Yeah.
now, and it's becoming more and more real for him. It is. And in the midst of all that,
Yeah.
you know, he's still tweeting. He's still, well, I don't know if he's
they let him back
tweeting.
on
No,
Twitter?
he's
Nah,
not
he ain't
tweeting,
back
but
on Twitter.
he's online saying
probably on
some,
Tumblr or something.
saying some dumb shit. So Donald Trump suggested LeBron James could play basketball as a woman during his speech. He was doing a speech, and he said, if I were a basketball coach of the women's team, I would be the greatest coach of all time. He thinks he's the greatest of everything.
He's greatest of everything,
He
yeah.
said, I'm not a fan of LeBron James at all. I don't like him.
I don't even see how they.
But I'd say, LeBron, did you ever think of becoming a woman? Did you even consider? Because I'd like to have you on my team. I'd love to have you on our team, LeBron. But think of it, it's so crazy what's happening.
The greatest women's basketball coach it is.
Put it closer.
I like LeBron James. I like Michael Jordan much better. But I'd go up to
Shut up.
I mean,
Shut up.
That's it.
Shut up. Shut up.
he gets 2 dozen of dead roses.
You
from me
remember in school
on
that one
on
guy who would
bullshit.
just say something stupid just so you can hear his mouth?
Yeah.
That's
Real talk.
That's Donald Trump.
Real
I
talk.
don't pay attention to none of that. And I got a political
My
science
black
degree.
roses. And
Next.
we about to wrap it up and roll out there. I'm gonna jump out the window when I say
Give
black
me-
roses.
Black roses.
Joe Biden.
Okay.
They asked Cuz was he gonna run again, and he was like, yeah. And I'm like, why? Why are you? You are barely awake, sir. You are barely awake.
He barely alive. What?
Cuz why you want to run again? Do you know what it takes to run again?
Is he gonna be able to?
I don't think he can run because the way he fell off that bicycle that day.
Bruh,
He can't even walk. How
You
he gonna run?
you got COVID. You didn't fell off the bike. You
me-
can't. Nobody
stop,
can
let me stop,
understand
let me stop.
you. Hey man, let's get out of here, cuz. Get out of here, dog. We brought you in. We thought you was gonna do that. You was the paper.
LeBron James.
You gotta roll out.
Yeah,
And with that being said,
it.
man, we gotta wrap up this.
Thank you again,
Man,
guys.
wait, hold on. Again, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming, man. When Trill told me who it was, because Trill reached out to you.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. That's my guy. That's my guy.
I scout guests all week.
That's my guy.
And then I go into the shadows again. I see y'all when y'all in the big studio, and then you know y'all assistants will be calling me like,
The next
"Hey,
time-
we trying to see if you're available." I'm like, "Ah, shit, yeah, I remember. Come on, pull me up."
The next time you see us, we will be in the new studio.
See?
How
Wow.
about that?
Look at that. You got like what I just recently learned.
Look
you gotta talk it. You gotta talk it.
We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? This has
was
been
awesome. Civil
War
podcast with your boy D Trill.
and Carmadonis,
Yeah.
a.k.a.
I just wanted to do that like DJ Red Alert. That's it. I'm good. I don't make my dreams come true. Thank you again, guys.
We'll see y'all next Friday, man.
Yes, sir.